Wrestling fans, thanks for clicking today's Dreaded D Rose report. Okay, I got a question. I know he's on Twitter. Don't know if he's on YouTube. Where's my friend Rip Rogers? So I could get the facts. Just the facts, ma'am, just the facts. He's a big-time wrestler and trainer down in OVW. It's been speculated that TNA ended their developmental ties with OVW a few months back, and speculation was furthered on Tuesday when OVW's logo, on the OVW website, the TNA's logo from their website has just disappeared. Rip, what's going on? And if you ever get around Rip, don't be afraid if he just ends up chopping the crap out of you, because he'll do that at the drop of a hat. Don't even have to drop a hat. He'll just do it. Jim Ross is going to be doing a speaking engagement at Western Carolina University in North Carolina on Friday, January 31st, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. dark time. Anyway, you can look up if you want any more information on that on the internet. And WWE's NXT Women's Champion Paige returned to work on Monday at the Performance Center. She was originally reported with an injury, but Wrestling Observer reports she was just given some time off for personal reasons. Like I said, it could have been that time of the month. Who knows? And anyway, she tweeted on Tuesday she had a great day at the Performance Center and is very excited about the future. WWE plans on going forward with their big push for Batista heavily in storylines. The plans do change, but the idea since signing him was for him to win the Royal Rumble and then go and headline WrestleMania 30, which they haven't made too much of a secret. And you may remember a few months back, it was reported that Dolph Ziggler lost his big push of something he said in an interview around the time of SummerSlam. He's been pushed back big time. Of course, they were using him quite a bit too. Now they're beating up Punk and Daniel Bryan. Anyway, no details were available, but we do know that it was Ziggler's comments about Randy Orton that got him in hot water with WWE. In short, this is kind of what was said. Everybody can be just so outspoken about taller guys, and guys like Randy Orton being the face of WWE Championship. He said, I dare you to put me in a back alley with Randy Orton or someone like that, and I guarantee you I'm not afraid of someone taller. I don't see that being a major problem, but maybe you're not. You're supposed to always build up your opponents. And not I don't know. That just don't sound right. He must have said some other things too, but hey, as noted before, remember old Jimmy Wang Yang? He attended the WWE live event over the weekend, and Monday's Raw from Dayton. Wang tweeted that kind of maybe it appears to maybe be a teaser for the Royal Rumble. He said on Twitter, my last few days have been pretty interesting. I got a question that, what is everybody's favorite number? Says, I'll tell you mine Sunday. All right, this is kind of a FYI. I got some more news, by the way. But FYI, another interesting thing that, happy birthday to Hall of Famer Tully Blanchard, 60 years old. On this day in 1995, one-time AWA Tag Team Champion Jerry Blackwell died at the age of 45 years old. Blackwell largely stayed away from wrestling before he died of his injuries suffered in a car crash. Interestingly, Blackwell was one of several wrestlers who had been asked to trial with the expanding WWF in 1984. The policy at the time stated that wrestlers had to cut an on-camera promo as a part of their evaluation. However, the line to do so was so long that Blackwell simply just walked away from even trying out for WWE. Oh, car crash must have affected his head. Secondly, in 2000, NWA Tag Team Champion star Al Costello died at the age of 80. Here's another interesting thing here about Al Costello. Now, if you remember Al Costello, you got some age on you, I'm fairly sure, or a historian of wrestling. But anyway, Costello himself was forced to retire from wrestling in the 70s after suffering a serious hip injury at the hands of an enraged fan. Though he retired as he returned as a manager in 1975, 5 years later. Anyway, amazingly, he recovered well enough to return to the ring full time later that year at the age of 56, and continued to wrestle well into the 80s before. Anyway, he reformed the Kangaroos in several territories, by the way, and he finally retired for good in 1983 at the age of 64, becoming first a security guard and then a wrestling trainer. He also made infrequent managerial appearances with the new fabulous Kangaroos, which included a young Al Snow. Costello made his last appearance in a role in 1994, leaving the business for good. He died 6 years later of pneumonia and age-related heart problems. All right, Kevin Nash tweeted the following about a potential role in a new TV plot. Didn't say the name of the show, though. He said, just got off the phone with my agency, possible plot leading spot. But they want to see me with brown hair and beard. Asking you guys, should I? Yeah, we're your manager. We're going to tell you what to do, and you're going to do it, right? Okay. Hulk Hogan said in 2014 is his year. He tweeted the following. He said, okay, midlife crisis. I'm just getting started. I'll throw the pythons up against any man, woman, or beast any day, anytime. 2014 is the Hogan year. All right. He didn't say anything about Hulkamania, did he? WWE taped the following matches for tonight's NXT episode. Xavier Woods taking on Alexander Rose. Wesley Blake taking on Adrian Neville. Antonio Cesaro taking on CJ Parker. Summer Rae taking on Natalya. And a fan asked Bill Goldberg on Twitter if it's true that he's in negotiations with WWE. And Goldberg says, contrary to popular belief, there's been no negotiation. TNA star Zima Ion, he did appear on this week's episode of Science Channel's Oddities show. He was billed as a TNA wrestler and was looking for an item to intimidate his opponents with. Zima ended up buying a human tongue in a jar. The episode, by the way, is going to replay Saturday night. Former pro wrestler George, and he was a booker too, George Scott, passed away from lung cancer at the age of 84 on Monday. Scott played a big part in bookings in WWE when Vince McMahon expanded the company in the 80s and last wrote for WCW in 89. He helped book some of the WWE's earlier pay-per-view events, including WrestleMania 1. All right, 2014 WWE's Payback pay-per-view will take place from Allstate Arena, Rosemont, Illinois, Sunday, June 1st. This is the second year in a row for Payback to be held in Chicago area. John Cena, Daniel Bryan are scheduled to team up and face Rowan, Harper, and Wyatt in handicap matches at WWE live events after Sunday's Royal Rumble pay-per-view. So they're still going to be at odds. On part 2 of Steve Austin's podcast, he interviewed his interview with Roddy Piper. Roddy was asked about the rumors of Piper versus Hogan. WrestleMania 30, Piper says, this is WrestleMania 30. I've pinned Hogan once. He's never pinned me. From a fan's perspective, the WWE Universe and Vince, it never had closure. The business that would be done. WWE taped the following matches. Grand Rapids, Michigan. Air on the main event is going to be Sandown taking on Truth. Bella Twins taking on Alicia Fox. Oksana Sin Cara taking on Alberto for the 100th time. Which are always good matches, though. Oh, by the way, SmackDown commentary this week is going to be done by JBL and Josh Matthews. No word what happened to Michael Cole. Dark match before tonight's... I'm glad I'm not over here. WWE tapings in Grand Rapids, Michigan saw Naomi defeat NXT diva Emma in what was described as a real sloppy match. Thanks for clicking, you guys. Good thing to end on. I gotta go.